charge the tablet. Anyways, we are here. Hopefully we've got some audio going on our Sideline HD stream this time around, but we'll find out, I guess, when things are done. We are ready for game number 2, so let's give you a quick rundown of the outfield for the Lumberjacks for this one. It'll be Adlin Turner in the pitching circle, Taryn Brebner behind home plate. Over at first base, it'll be Lissa Watkins, second base, Roslyn Shoemaker, third base, Lila Matke, shortstop, Brooklyn Scheffelmeyer, Gracie Price in left field, Braley Caldwell in center, and Letty Smith over in right field for St. Mary's. Leading off for the Spartans will be Tony Marinello. On deck was Callie Stanger, Riley Dixon in that number 3 slot. Number 4 slot is Heather Stum. Number 5 slot, Lily Kennedy. Number 6 is McKinley Burgess Duquette. Number 5 is Isla Smith. Number 8 spot is Macy Alamo. And in the last slot is Abigail Sparrow Lavette for the Spartans. St. Mary's won that first game 5-3 in league play. St. Mary's plays the Spartans one more time today here. Tomorrow they'll play Timberlake here for a single JV or varsity JV matchup. And then on Friday, I believe it is, the girls will head to Priest River for a third game against the Spartans. And then on Saturday, St. Mary's will host Grangeville. We will not be available for the Grangeville game on Saturday. Waiting for that first pitch now. Going to be down low and outside from Turner to Marinello for ball 1. That one's going to get away from her up high. 2 balls, no strikes from Turner. Next pitch on the way. Still a little high. 3 balls, no strikes to Marinello. Turner needs to settle herself in a little bit. Oh, a 3-0 count on the way. That one is a nice pitch down the middle. 3-1 count. Now let's see if Turner can work into this from the pitching circle. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one's just a tad high, ball 4. That'll bring up Stanger, the shortstop for the Spartans. Wait for that first pitch. It's on the way. Low and inside, ball 1 to Stanger. Turner needs to take a deep breath and settle in out there on the rubber. 1-0 pitch on the way. Going to be a ground ball foul down the first base line. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Stanger. Lumberjacks would like to get out of today with 2 league wins here against Priest River. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stanger. Try to give you that. That one's up high for ball 2. 2-1 count. Orofino currently sits on top of the league standings with a 9-1 league record, which is actually kind of interesting. That pitch is inside and tight to Stanger for ball 3. Because Kellogg shows a 10-3 league record. That pitch is up high, ball 4, 2 batters, 2 walks for Turner. Grangeville sits with a 6-3 league record. St. Mary's 0-8. Priest River is 0-10 in league play. That brings up Riley Dixon. No outs, runners at first and second. Dixon's going to take a big swing at that first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one is right at me and makes me duck, even though I know I'm protected by the fence. It is ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch misses outside and high. 2-1 count to Dixon. Turner starting off having a little bit of trouble in the early goings. That one's up high for ball 3. Wild pitch will advance the runners. 3-1 count to Dixon. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. Runs the count full. 3-2 now to Dixon. Next pitch on the way. Low and outside, ball 4. So bases loaded with no outs for the Spartans, and the lefty Heather Stum steps to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. A 1 pitch on the way. Up high. 1-1 count now to Stum. 1-1 pitch on the way. Outside, maybe a tad low, 2-1 count. 2-1 pitch. That one is up high. Three-one count to Stum. That one's going to be fouled off. That one ends up in Lumberjack lane. Runs the count full, 3-2. 3-2 pitch on the way. Outside misses, ball 4. Walks a run across for the Spartans. Still no outs, bases still loaded. We're into the number 5 slot for the batters. Lily Kennedy. On deck is Duquette. In the hole is Smith. That first pitch is a called strike to Kennedy. That was a nice pitch from Turner. Called strike 2. 0-2 count now to Kennedy. Next pitch. Called strike 3. I think Kennedy thought that one might have been a little bit up high, but no. She'll get caught looking on 3 straight pitches, and she'll be the first out for the Spartans. That'll bring up Duquette, though. Heavy hitter here. Didn't have the game in the first inning, or first game that she'd like to have had, I'm sure. But I know she's a power hitter for the Spartans. That one's in tight for ball 1. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. Just inside. 2 balls, no strikes. That'll be a called strike. 2-1 count to Duquette. 1 out, runners, bases loaded. 2-1 pitch on the way. That'll be lifted out into center field, left center. It's going to be over the top to the fence. 1 run comes across. 2 runs comes across. They'll hold up the other runner at third, and we'll have, now that run's going to come in as they have a little miscue by somebody. I didn't see what happened, but 3 runs across for the Spartans. Going to get a big double by Duquette out to center field. Not sure who the error was on. So the Spartans quickly up 4-0 on the Lumberjacks. 1 out. Runner at third for Reese River. That first pitch to Smith is going to be on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner. 0-2 count to Smith. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Up high, ball 1. 1-2 count now to Smith. One, 2 pitch on the way. Oh, that one got away from Turner. Oh. Ball outside. Runner scores on the wild pitch from third. That ball got way away from Brebner, and backup didn't get to the bag in time. So another run scores for the Spartans. That pitch is outside for ball 3. Runs the count full to Smith. 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, low and outside. Had her where she wanted her. Brings up Alamo, bottom of the order, 8 slot. On deck is Levette. 5 runs across for the Spartans in the top of the first. That one will be fouled back for strike 1, and every time one of those hits the fence, it knocks my stuff over. Next pitch on the way. That'll be hit. That one's going to get her in the toe, I think. Hit by pitch will put a runners on first and second now, and brings up Levette for the Spartans in that number 9 slot. First pitch high for ball 1. Next pitch, down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss at that next one. Nice looking pitch there from Turner. Strike 1. 1-2 count, or 2-1 count. That's a ball high on a wild pitch, and it'll bring the run in from third. Oops. And ball 4 puts runners at the corners now. Back to the top of the order. Called strike to Marinello, who walked her first at bat. Just 1 out. 6 runs across for the Spartans. That one's going to be behind the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. Ground ball foul. First baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. One ball, 2 strikes. And say she went around on that pitch for strike 2 or strike 3. So that's 2 outs. Brings back up the shortstop, Callie Stanger. Walked her first at bat. Runners, bases are loaded. I'm not sure. I missed somebody somewhere. That was number 12 coming in to score. Who's at the plate? 7-6. Oh. Now we got things correct. Runner at third base. I thought bases were loaded, but they weren't. One of the runners had advanced from first to second, and I hadn't put him on my scorekeeper. Low and inside. I believe that's 2 balls, no strikes to Stanger. One runner on third base. 7 runs across here in the top of the first for the Spartans. Swing and a miss at that next pitch. Strike one. 1-2-1 count to Stanger. Two-one pitch on the way. Ball 3. Wild pitch will score the run from third. So it's a 3-1 count now to Stanger. Ball 4 high outside. Going to have time called by Coach Watkins. Madeline not having the game she would hope to have there. So St. Mary's going to make some changes here in the pitching circle. Looks like they're going to bring Lissa back in to pitch, and Adeline goes back over to third. We'll take a break while Lissa gets a couple of warm-up pitches.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back, and we have Lissa Watkins with the first pitch to Riley Dixon as a strike called. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Tough first inning for the Lumberjacks so far. Turner couldn't quite find her groove out there. Inside, ball 1 to Dixon. On deck is Stum. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one misses outside. Breeze River's pretty patient as far as not chasing too much. I mean, that's a pitcher trying to get him to chase. It might have been the placement Lissa wanted to, just wouldn't chase the pitch for it. That one was a little bit high. Runs the count full 3-2 to Dixon. Three-two pitch on the way. Got her to swing at that one. She chased it, and it'll be strike 3 swinging. It'll retire the sides, but the Lumberjacks give up 8 runs on a hit. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. St. Mary's has some work to do. Leading off for the Lumberjacks will be Lissa Watkins. On deck will be Scheffelmeyer. In the hole is Brebner, and that'll be the lineup when we return.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories, like Brett on the way to his wedding when a flat tire left him stranded. The clock was ticking, his bride waiting. He made one call, and a Les Schwab service truck was there to save the day. Brett was back on the road and off to say, I do. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires, our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally.
Yeah, we are back. It'll be McKinley Burgess Duquette on the pitching circle for the Spartans. She has an earned run average of 23 on the season and 7 appearances. So that's just a little snapshot of her in the pitching circle. Heather Stump behind home plate once again. Riley Dixon over at first. Isla Smith at second. Tony Marinello at third. Callie Stanger at short. Abigail Sparrow Levette in left. Macy Alamo in center. And Lily Kennedy in right field. Leading off for the Lumberjacks is Lissa Watkins. On deck is Scheffelmeyer. In the hole is Brebner. Batting fourth is Turner. Then Matke batting fifth. Sixth is Smith. Seventh is Shoemaker. Eighth is Caldwell, and batting ninth is Price. St. Mary's has some work to do. Down 8-0. And Lissa is going to swing that first one and knock it foul into the crowd down the third base line. Strike one to Watkins. Next pitch on the way. Outside and low. Ball one. 1-1 strike to Watkins. 1-1 pitch. High for ball 2. 2-1 count now to Watkins. Two 1 pitch. Fouled up and over. That one, I think, went in the water. 2-2 count now to Watkins. Two pitch on the way. Misses outside. Kind of a little bit of a change up there from Duquette. Runs the count full 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Fouled down that third base line once again. Full count still to Watkins. Three-two pitch on the way. That is popped up and going to be caught in foul territory by the first baseman Dixon for the out. Had a good battle going on there. Watkins ended up on the wrong side of the battle, though. One out, nobody on, brings up Scheffelmeyer. That pitch misses high for ball 1 to Scheffelmeyer. On deck is Brebner. In the hole is Turner. A 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. That kind of off-speed pitch there. 2-0 pitch. Inside low. 3 balls, no strikes to Scheffelmeyer. Three-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Puts a runner on for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Brebner for St. Mary's, the senior. There's a ball to Brebner, and then they're going to try a throw down to first. It's going to be an error on the catcher. And Scheffelmeyer makes it all the way over to third base on that error. That throw a little bit too wide, too far inside to Dixon, and that ball ended up down that first base line. So St. Mary's has a runner in scoring position. Next pitch is going to be a fair ball down the left field line. It'll bring in a run, and Brebner will be on second with a stand-up double down that third base line. Perfect hit by Brebner. Brings up Turner. Oh, don't have a number for the courtesy runner. I'll put it as Ella. So runner on second base. They're getting some bookkeeping done by the ump. Waiting for the umpire to get all ready to go. He looks like he's set. He gets back into position back behind home plate, ready to go. So runner on second base, one out. Turner to the plate for St. Mary's. There's a pitch strike to her. Going to be a ground ball shot up the middle out into left field, center left. And Turner will be on with an RBI single. 2 runs have come across for the Lumberjacks. A nice diving attempt there by the shortstop, Stanger. Just couldn't quite get the glove on the ball to knock that one down to keep it in front of her. Brings up Matke for the Lumberjacks. She had a nice double, and that one's going to be a hit right at the shortstop. They'll take the fielder's choice for the second out, as the shortstop will flip it over to the second baseman. So 2 outs brings up Letty Smith for St. Mary's. 2 outs with a runner on first. 2 runs across for the Lumberjacks in the bottom of the first inning. Big swing by Letty at that one. That pitch might have been a little bit outside. Strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Smith. Pitch on the way. That one misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is lifted to center field. Alamo looks to make the catch, and she does. She almost had that pop out of her glove, was able to hold on to it for the 3rd out. St. Mary's does come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error on the Spartans, 1 left on base. St. Mary's still has a 6-run deficit. They trail 8-2 into the top of the second inning, and it will be the number 4 batter, Heather Stum, and then Lily Kennedy and McKinley Burgess-Duquette, the next 3 up for the Spartans.
When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back, and we have our new pitcher once again, Letty Smith, I believe it is, into the pitching circle, the freshman. Rosalind Shoemaker goes out into right field, and Lissa Watkins goes to second base. First pitch from Turner. Little high, nice speed on that ball. Need to bring it down just a tad bit. 1 ball, no strikes to Stum. Stum walked her first at bat. A little high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Kind of surprised. She was warming up in her hoodie too, though. That one she loses down low. 3-0 count. You'd think it'd make it kind of awkward to try to pitch in a hoodie, but she'd been warming up in a hoodie, so I guess that doesn't hurt her too much. That'll be ball 4 just outside. So they'll put the leadoff on first base with no outs. Lily Kennedy struck out looking her first at bat. She'll step to the plate. Duquette on deck for the Spartans. Just inside. And courtesy runner for Stum. Looks like it's number 25 of Abigail Shawless. Lily steps back into the box for the Spartans. Pitch on the way, that's up high. 2 balls, no strikes to Kennedy. 2-0. Swing and a miss, strike. Oh, they didn't get the throw over to second base in time. It was close. Good try. I thought they were going to have her out at second, as I thought they got the throw there in time, but they did not quite get it there. 2-1 count, I believe, to Kennedy. That's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Kennedy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He said 1 ball. Swing and a miss. Doesn't matter. She'll get her swinging on that one. So 1 out. Brings up McKinley Burgess Duquette with a runner on second. On deck is Smith. McKinley hit a deep one into center field. That one's going to get up and away. That was a beautiful throw from Brebner over to third base. But the runner just beat the throw there. That was a good throw. He ended up right in the glove of Turner, right in front of the runner. If that would have been a split second sooner. McKinley Duquette swung at one in the dirt. That was like a bowling ball coming at her. 1 ball, 1 strike. She's eager to put another one into center field. Like that one, she's going to pop up high. Is it going to get into foul territory? It is, but coming over to make the catch is Gracie Price. Her teammate takes her out, but Scheffelmeyer able to hold on to it in foul territory. There's a little bit of a trip up and collision over there. Well, they let the runner on third come in. I'm not sure why exactly, but they gave her home plate. One ball to Smith. 2 outs. And a swave at a high pitch. Strike 1. Got Smith to chase one up the ladder. 1 ball, 1 strike to Smith. And it's Smith versus Smith here with Letty Smith pitching for the Lumberjacks. Letty looks in, pitches on the way. Ground ball. Going to scoop it up is Watkins for the ground out. And the Spartans come away with a run on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. The score is 9-2 in favor of Priest River into the bottom of the second inning. And it'll be the bottom three for St. Mary's in their lineup: Shoemaker, Caldwell, and Price when we return.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Yeah, we are back here at Potlatch Deltic Fields. Lumberjacks and Spartans doing battle for softball action. Central Idaho League matchup. Lumberjacks looking for a couple of league wins here. They've got one. They won the first game 5-3, but they find themselves in a 9-2 deficit right now in the bottom of the second inning. Plenty of time to make up that ground, but they've got to get the bats alive here. I believe this is a freshman, Rosalind Shoemaker, stepping to the plate for St. Mary. She was a flex player in the last game. She's in the lineup here in this one. And Duquette continues in the circle. Nice first pitch from Duquette is a called strike. Oh, 1 pitch from Shoemaker on the way. Oh, got her to swing at that high one for strike 2. When you get that first pitch strike, then you're kind of nervous and it makes you kind of force you to swing at that next one. That's a nice off-speed pitch, but a drop third strike. Can she make it in time? No, they'll get the throw. So 1 out brings up Caldwell for the Lumberjacks in that number 8 slot. Nobody on base with Price on deck. Then back to the top of the order. First pitch to Caldwell. Called strike. Caldwell had a pretty good first game, if I recall correctly. Lumberjacks need to get some runners on the bases and bring them across here. 0-1 count to Caldwell. That one's high and outside, though, for ball 1. Nothing to swing at there. A 1-1 pitch on the way. Nice pitch from Duquette. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Strike 2. 1-2 count to Caldwell. That one is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Braley. 2-2 pitch on the way. And again, ball 3. Full count to Caldwell. See if she can earn her way on the back. That one's going to be fouled back as a good one to swing at. That one ends up in the grass over in the field. Count remains full, 3-2. That was kind of that little bit of an off-speed pitch. Braley was able to stay just on top of it enough to foul it off. Next pitch, high for ball 4. Puts Caldwell over to first base with 1 out, brings up Gracie Price. She had a couple of nice hits in that first game. All out to left field. Coach Watkins giving signals to his base runner and batters. That pitch misses down low for ball. Caldwell barely, that was a little bit better throw, and Caldwell might have been out on that stolen base. 1-0 pitch was going to be down in the, that was a kind of a low pitch. She got a piece of it, sent it down that third base lane. It was just barely foul. Coach Watkins thought that was over the base and fair, but no. It hit the chalk and bounced off to the left. 1-1 count. Oh, late up swing there. A little late on that swing by Price on that one. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Price. And that one's a ball out inside. 2-2 count to Price. Oh, nice off-speed pitch by Duquette. Swings on that one. Strike 3. 2 outs. Runner at second for the Jacks. Top of the order, it is Watkins. St. Mary's would love to bring a couple of runs here in this inning. They need to slowly chip away at this lead for the Spartans. Watkins, a big swing. Swings over the top. Strike 1. Just a little late on that one, I think. 0-1 count to Watkins. Next pitch on the way. That is going to be a fly ball. Caught by Marinello at third base, and the Lumberjacks will go down without being able to get a run in here in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. The score 9-2 in favor of the Spartans going into the top of the third inning. And we are at the bottom part of the order for the Spartans. Olmo and Abigail Sparrow Levette will be the next 2 batters, with Marinello in the hole at the top of the order.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood is a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports. For all of your road building, site preparation needs, call Mitchell Excavation, 208-245-1160. Whether ditch digging for plumbing and electrical or home site preparation, Mitchell Excavation is the place to call. That's Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood, 208-245-1160. Mitchell Excavation says, go Lumberjacks!
And we are back. First pitch to Olmo. Misses just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. That one's down in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 pitch on the way. Inside. 3-0 count. That's a called strike across the middle. 3-1 count now to Olmo. See if Smith can work her way back into this one from the pitching circle. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball foul. Runs the count full. 3-2. Three-two pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and a good job by Letty to work her way back to the strikeout. 1 out, nobody on. Brings up Abigail Sparrow Levette for the Spartans. Then to the top of the order to Marinello. 1 out, nobody on. Down in the dirt, ball 1. That one's going to be high and outside. 2-0 count to Levette. Going to get her swing at that one. She caught a piece of it. Still a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now. 2-1 count to Levette. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball out to the shortstop. Slow roller. Oh, and Schuffelmeyer bobbles it. Levette will be on safe with the error on the shortstop. No, one out brings up Marinello. Marinello struck out swinging her last at bat. Second error of the game for the Lumberjacks. Ball one high on that first pitch. Next pitch going to be fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 count to Marinello. Nice looking pitch from Smith with some movement on it as well. Smith just a freshman. 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3 and is going to get her looking. 2 out. Runner at first for the Spartans brings up Callie Stanger for Priest Rivers. She has 2 walks in her first 2 at bats. That pitch a little bit low. Oh, that is out. The throw to second is in time. Scheffelmeyer comes up there and gets it and scoops that ball up basically between the legs of the runner coming across and gets her in the shin, and she'll be picked off. So that retires the sides. No runs, no hits, no 1 error, and nobody left on base. Nice defensive play by the Lumberjacks there. And that'll be the end of that at top of the third. St. Mary's trails 9-2. And it's the second batter for St. Mary's, Scheffelmeyer, with Brebner on deck and Turner in the hole when we return.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back. It'll be Scheffelmeyer leading off for the Lumberjacks. Walked her first at bat. Duquette misses outside with that first pitch for ball 1. St. Mary's didn't get any ground made up in the bottom of the second. See if the Lumberjacks can put a few runs across here in the third. Nice pitch. Gets Scheffelmeyer to swing at that one. Was definitely one to swing at. Misses for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Scheffelmeyer. That one misses just outside. 2-1 count. Two-one pitch on the way. Inside for ball 3. 3-1 count now to Scheffelmeyer. Three-one pitch on the way. High and outside for ball 4. So no outs. Runner on first for St. Mary's. Brings up Brebner. Brebner had that nice double out to the left field in their first at bat down that left field line. Coach Watkins giving signals to his batter and base runner. Brebner steps into the box. Lone senior on this team. Inside and low. Ball 1. It's a fairly young roster for the Lumberjacks. They don't have a whole lot of juniors even on the roster. A lot of sophomores, a couple of juniors. Up high. Two balls, no strikes to Brebner. Next pitch, outside. Ball 3. Scheffelmeyer was threatening with the run down to set, still in second, so the catcher threw it out to second. Wasn't in time. Ground ball to the third baseman. She bobbles it. Will everybody be safe? They will be. And give an error on that third baseman. Everybody's safe. I believe that. I'm not sure if that's actually Ella Seyfried. I don't see a number on her jersey. She's wearing a hoodie, so it's hard to tell. But St. Mary's has 5 juniors on the squad this year. So they've got a few juniors. Next pitch, or first pitch to Turner, is going to be fouled off and into the ditch for strike 1. Said Turner has been a power hitter over the last several years. She seems to be struggling just a little bit this year, looking at her batting average at 188. Next pitch on the way. That's lifted into center field. That's going to carry all the way to the fence. It's a 3-run homer for Adeline Turner. What a hit by Turner. Just as I got done saying that I don't know if she's hit any other home runs today or not, but that one was a laser shot to center field, and it'll clear the bases, and it'll be 3 runs for St. Mary's. Let's take a look at her stats and just double check and see if she's got any home runs other than that one. According to the stats, that's her 2nd home run of the year. Too bad Angela wasn't shooting pictures of the actual at bat. So that helps the Lumberjacks out, brings them to within 4. The score is 9-5 in favor of the Spartans. Still no outs, and the bases are now clear, and it'll bring up Layla Matke for the Lumberjacks. She reached on a fielder's choice in her first at bat. On deck will be Smith. In the hole is Shoemaker. Oh, I think they got the home run ball back in, got it over to Adeline. Still no outs for the Lumberjacks. Pitch on the way, outside and high. Ball 1 to Matke. Duquette looks in, rocks and fires. That is going to be lifted short and foul. Just drifted foul down the first baseline by Matke. 1 ball, 1 strike. Definitely was not solid contact on that one. One count. Pitch on the way. Outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Matke. See, on deck, I think I already went over that. Smith, Shoemaker in the hole. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fouled off for strike 2. 2-2 count now. Two pitch on the way. In the dirt for ball 3. I do notice that we don't have those noises on this one is broadcast well, so something was just not quite connected right earlier. 3-2, full count. Ground ball to the third baseman. Marinello with the throw, and she's going to be safe at home as the throw was high and made Riley Dixon have to go up to elevate to get it. And I think that's considered an error on the third baseman, as that throw was just a little bit too high. Brings up Letty Smith, flew out her first at bat. On deck is Shoemaker. That's going to be a called strike. 0-1 count to Smith. On deck is Rosalind Shoemaker, and the hole is Braylee Caldwell. 0-1 pitch. Got a piece of it. Foul ball. 0-2 is the count. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. That one just misses for ball one. 1-2 count to Smith. One-two pitch on the way. And that one is going to hit Smith, and it'll put her on with a hit by pitch. Still no outs. Still no outs. Runners at first and second for St. Mary's. Brings up Rosalind Shoemaker. She was out on a drop third her last at bat. First at bat of the game. She's going to show bunt. She's going to foul that one off for a strike. Trying to see if they can't get the sacrifice bunt here, I guess. See if she does it again. 0-1 count. Pitch. Catches that outside corner. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Shoemaker. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. That one just must have been just up. Ball one. Just up in the zone a little bit. That was a brave pitch to not swing at for Rosalind. That's a called strike 3. Outside corner, going to get her looking. First out of the inning. Brings up Braylee Caldwell. Caldwell walked her first at bat. On deck is Price. St. Mary's with one down, runners at second and third. Or first and second. Correction. Lumberjacks trail 9-5 after a 3-run home run by Adeline Turner here in this inning. Called strike on the first pitch. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. That's a little dribbler ground ball. They're going to try to turn the double. They can't. Fielder's choice will get the out at second. So 2 outs brings up Gracie Price. Price struck out swinging her first at bat, but she did have a couple of nice hits in that first game, so she is a threat. Big swing at that first pitch is going to be a strike 1 as the hit and run was on. Stolen base by Caldwell to get over to second. Oh, 1 count to Price. Runners in scoring position. Next pitch on the way. Ooh, back behind the catcher. Oh, no, St. Mary's is in a little bit of a trouble here. Oh, and St. Mary's gets lucky with the error on the second baseman. And Caldwell able to get back because the second baseman bobbled that ball on the throw out to her, and that allowed Matke to come in from home. Might have been the shortstop that caused that error. And next pitch, I think, was a strike to Price. So it's a 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball low and inside. I think it's a 2 ball, 2 strike count to Gracie Price. It is. 2 outs, runner at second for St. Mary's. High and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runs the count full. Lumberjacks would love to get back to the top of their order right here. anything into the deep outfield. Like, that's not really into the deep outfield, but it's going to be Brayley Caldwell is headed to third. Lane Watkins looks at her with his arms out, and she runs right into the tag. He says, I think he's saying you didn't have to run. So that'll be in play. Let's call that a fielder's choice there again. Down the third baseline. Tagged out by the third baseman. And that retires the sides. Lumberjacks, though, come up with 4 runs on a hit, 3 errors, and 1 left on base. That hit was a 3-run homer by Adeline Turner. Cuts the lead of the Spartans down to 3 as they lead the Lumberjacks 9-6 into the top of the 4th inning. And it'll be Stanger, Riley Dixon, and Stum, the next 3 batters up for the Spartans.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
And we are back. Callie Stanger will be the leadoff batter for the Spartans. She has 2 walks in her first 2 plate appearances. On deck will be Riley Dixon. In the hole will be Heather Stum. Letty Smith in the pitching circle, having a pretty good outing out there. 15 balls, 15 strikes. Lumberjacks would love to keep another 0 on the scoreboard for the Spartans here in the top of the 4th. First pitch, just a little popped up foul ball. Nobody can get to it. It'll be strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Stanger. Swing and a miss. The next pitch, 0-2 count. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Low and outside on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 1-2 pitch on the way. Got her to swing at a kind of chase a high one there. Strike 3, 1 out for the Spartans. Brings up Riley Dixon. Dixon a walk and a strikeout, swinging in her first 2 at-bats. On deck is Stum. Yeah, she's going to swing at that one. Kind of chased a high one there. It'll be out of play and foul for strike 1. Definitely hope she doesn't straighten that one out too much. That was a nice poke there. Just went straight out of bounds, basically. 0-1 count to Dixon. Stum on deck. In the hole is Kennedy. Pitch on the way. Oop, that one's going to get away from Smith in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 0-1 pitch. Or 1-1 pitch. Down low again. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two 2-1 pitch on the way. That one goes up high, 3-1. Overcompensated a little bit there on those other ones being low. 3-1 count to Dixon. Gets her to chase. Not really chase. That was a nice looking pitch. She swings at it, misses, strike 2. 3-2 full count to Dixon. 3-2 pitch on the way. Oh, couldn't get her to chase that one. She's gotten out of a comeback and struck out a couple on that kind of a pitch, but not that time. Dixon earns a walk, brings up the lefty Stum. Stum has 2 walks in her first 2 appearances at the plate. First pitch to Stum, a swing and a miss for strike 1. She wasn't going to wait on nothing. She was going to swing right at that. That was a nice looking pitch, too. Catches that outside corner of the plate. 0-1 pitch. Swings at another one. 0-2 count now to Stum. 0-2 pitch from Smith. Misses a little high. Trying to get her to maybe chase something there. 1-2 count to Stum. 1-2 pitch on the way. Got her to swing again. Strike 3. 2 outs. Brings up Lily Kennedy. Kennedy is 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Runner at first with 2 down for the Spartans here in the top of the 4th inning. Spartans lead 9-6. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Nice bit of pitching from Smith. 0-1 pitch on the way. Low and inside. Good work by Brebner behind home plate. Being able to knock that down. 1-1 count to Smith. Or to Kennedy. That one's down low. Runner going. Going to try to throw it out there. Good job by Scheffelmeyer to catch that. Two 2-1 count to Kennedy. 2-1 pitch on the way. Oh, that one's going to leave up high. 3-1 count now to Kennedy. Three 3-1 pitch. Oh, left that one way up high. Ball 4. That'll bring up Duquette. She hit a double her first at bat, flew out her second at bat. This is one of the batters for the Spartans that you get a little nervous with here and there. She is a good hitter. First pitch. Lifts that foul down the third baseline. Again, you don't want to see that one straightened out too much. That might have been over the fence. 0-1 count to Duquette now. Oh, 1 count. Up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Definitely don't want to lose the ground you've made up with that home run, the 4 runs in the third, by giving up anything big here. Next pitch. Got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Duquette. Duquette's impressive as well, because I think she's only a sophomore. Next pitch. Oh, that one gets away up high. Ball 2. Wild pitch will advance the runners. Oops, puts him into scoring position. Yeah, Duquette's just a sophomore. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Down low, runs the count full. 3-2. I would say, even though to load the bases, it's not necessarily a bad thing if you do walk McKinley. And that's what will happen. So to load up the bases, it'll bring up Isla Smith. A walk and a ground out for her. Play is at anywhere on the field right now. Going to get a courtesy runner, Autumn Meyer, to run for the pitcher, McKinley. Isla walking a ground out for her. First pitch, a called strike inside corner. I think just about everybody on Spartan side thought that was a low pitch. That one is. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. That one's going to be in the dirt. Gets away from Brebner a little bit, but nobody's trying to come in. 2-1 count to Smith. Letty's going to leave that one high. 3-1 count to Smith. Don't necessarily want to walk any runs across here. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ball 4 inside. So 1 run comes across for the Spartans with that one. It'll bring up Macy Alamo, hit by pitch and a strikeout looking. Makes the score 10-6 in favor of the Spartans. St. Mary's with a 4-run deficit. Letty rocks and fires. Catches the outside corner on a nice looking pitch for a called strike one. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Nice pitch from Smith. Oh, 2 pitch. Called strike three. Going to catch her looking. And that'll retire the sides. There was 1 run, no hits, no errors, 3 left on base. The Spartans do get 1 run, but the Lumberjacks are still within reach, trailing 10-6. And Lumberjacks at the top of their order when we return. It'll be Watkins, Scheffelmeyer, and Brebner, the next 3 up.
The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks!" If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Bottom of the 4th. St. Mary's trails 10-6 to the visiting Spartans in Central Idaho League play. Top of the order for St. Mary's, Lissa Watkins. He is 0 for 2 on the second game. So see if she can get things started with a base hit here. Up high, ball 1. One 0 pitch, swing and a foul ball. One count to Watkins. Ball outside, kind of off-speed pitch there. Little change up, 2-1 count to Stum, or to Watkins. High and inside, ball 3. Three 1 pitch on the way, high again, ball 4, and you'll take the walk if it's there. Brings up Scheffelmeyer with no outs. Runner at first for St. Mary's. Scheffelmeyer with 2 walks in the game. Watkins giving his signals. Pitch on the way. Nice pitch. Going to get a piece of it. Foul it off and out of play. Oh, 1 count now to Scheffelmeyer. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Oh, nice pitch. Got her to swing right underneath it. Oh. 0-2 count to Scheffelmeyer. They tried to throw that ball down to first. Lissa was off the bag a little bit. The ball got past the first baseman, but it didn't quite get far enough to where Lissa could try to advance. 0-2 count to Scheffelmeyer. Pitch on the way. Fouls that one back. Strike. Well, not a strike. Might have been a pretty good view on the sideline HD stream with that ball coming right at the tablet. 0-2 count still to Scheffelmeyer. Has to battle. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball to the third baseman. They're going to try to turn the double. They are. Oh, they say. Huh. They say it was a foul ball. Oh, 2 count to Scheffelmeyer. Pitch on the way. Swing to strike 3, and Scheffelmeyer will go down swinging. Brings up Brebner. Brebner a double and reached on an error. On deck is Turner. First pitch to Brebner is a foul ball. That one hit her on the leg. 0-1 pitch. That's dinged out deep center field all the way to the fence. What a hit by Brebner. She's rounding first, headed to second. Watkins comes in from second, and the Lumberjacks put a run across. RBI double by Brebner. Nice hit by Taryn. Get a courtesy runner for Taryn out there. In 7 the score. St. Mary's trails by 3. Turner had a home runner last at bat. 2 for 2. That's a ground ball down to the second baseman. The throw to first in time from Smith to Dixon to record the second out. That'll advance the courtesy runner Seifert over to third. And brings up Matke. Matke reached on an error her last at bat. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1 to Matke. On deck is Smith. Next pitch, ground ball up the middle. That'll bring a run across as Matke will get on base with an RBI single. Lumberjacks cut the lead to 2, 10-8. Bottom of the 4th inning. Brings up Letty Smith. She was hit by pitch in her second at bat. He's going to pop that one up foul. Strike 1 to Smith. Got to get a couple of new balls to the umpire because the softball field here eats softballs. They end up in the ditch or in the tall grass in the fields. So, like I said, it's only detriment to this field. Outside or inside, behind the batter, ball 1. Wild pitch gets Matke over to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Smith. 2 outs, runner at second base for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's trails by 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 10-8. Duquette continues in the pitching circle with 85 pitches thrown. That pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike to Smith. On deck is Shoemaker, and the hole is Caldwell. That one is going to be popped up out of play and foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one, I think, luckily, it skipped off the top of the dugout, and I think it skipped just perfectly across the ditch. I don't think they're going to have to go fishing for that one. They might. 2-2 count to Smith. Has to protect. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. Runs the count full to Smith. Oh, that was a good pitch, and it might have been on that outside corner, so not a bad one to swing at. Letty just couldn't get a piece of it, and it'll be strike 3 swinging. St. Mary's does come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. It is a 10-8 ball game in favor of the Spartans into the top of the 5th. Bottom of the order for Priest River when we return. The number 9 batter, Abigail Sparrow Lavette, into the top to Marinello, and on deck will be Stanger.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Spring is sprung and XXX Feeds in St. Mary's is ready to fulfill your spring needs. Fruit trees, shade trees, berry bushes are in stock and just waiting for you to plant them in your yard. XXX Feeds also has lawn and gardening supplies, including seeds. And before I forget, the chicks are in. And new batches arrive every Friday now through the beginning of June. XXX is also your 4-H headquarters for market turkeys. Stop by and talk to Nancy today. XXX Feeds, 130 East College Avenue, St. Mary's.
Yeah, we are back. This has turned into quite the battle of a game here as the Spartans got a 8-run spot in the top of the first inning. As we had Adeline Turner pitching, and she just had a rough outing. Walked a few runs in. St. Mary's has battled back to be only down by 2 in the top of the 5th. Letty Smith in the pitching circle doing well. That first pitch, though, to Lavette is a little high for ball 1. That one's going to miss low. 2 balls, no strikes. Now to get one right there in that area where she's going to swing. Oh, 2-0 count on the way. Oh, that one got away from her up high. 3-0 count to Lavette from Smith. Smith only has 66 pitches. 36 balls, 30 strikes. 3-0 pitch. Ooh, that one might have been just a tad bit high. Ball 4. That was a very close pitch on that last one. Got the umpire a couple of backup softballs in there so that they can have some in there. First pitch to Marinello. Whoa, that one really got away from her up high. Wild pitch advances the runner. 1-0 count to Marinello. I believe that's Marinello still. Looks a little... Whoa. Another high pitch. Letty looks over like, what is going on with those last 2 pitches? Next pitch on the way. That one inside corner catches it for the strike. Lavette gets into scoring position with those 2 wild pitches. 2-1 count to Marinello. Next pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. Nice pitch from Smith. Needs to get back into her groove out there. She's been, like I said, pitching pretty good. 2-2 count to Marinello. Oh, and put that one down in the dirt. Good job by Brebner knocking that down. Full count now to Marinello. Rocks and fires. That was a beautiful pitch on the outside corner, and she'll catch her looking for out number 1. Brings up Stanger, the shortstop. 2 walks and a strikeout swinging for her. On deck is Dixon, the first baseman. Lumberjacks really don't want to give up any runs here. That one is inside for ball 1. Lumberjacks have been doing a good job of trying to cut that lead down. Gave up a run in the top of the 4th. In the dirt, runner's coming. And they will score that run on the wild pitch. Clears the bases. 2 balls, no strikes to Stanger with 1 out. Don't want to give up any runs, but as long as you don't give up the 2 runs that you gained, St. Mary's can come out of this thing with a +1 run from the bottom of the 4th. It's still a good spot. 2 balls, no strikes. High outside on that next one. 3-0 count now to Stanger. 11-8, Priest River leads in the top of the 5th. Next pitch on the way. And a loser on that one. Low, ball 4. Not sure if it's like I said, Letty's been pitching very well. Brings up Riley Dixon with a runner at first. A walk, strikeout, and a walk, and that one's inside for ball 1. You've battled hard to get back into a position to maybe win. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So depending on, I don't know what the strategy is for Coach Watkins if he feels he needs to make a pitching change, but Letty's doing well. 1 ball, 1 strike. High and outside on that one. Alyssa came in and pitched for, I think, 1 batter or 2 batters in the first inning and was still pitching fairly well, so I don't know if you can go back to her or not. That was down in the dirt, ball 3. Runner to second base. 3-1 count to Dixon. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. Full count to Dixon. On deck is Stum. In the hole is Kennedy. Rocks and fires. Called strike 3. Gonna catch her looking. 2 outs for the Spartans. Brings up Stum. Stum, 2 walks and a strikeout swinging. First pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Stum. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Down low, ball 1. 1-1 count now. On deck is Kennedy. In the hole is Duquette. 1-1 pitch. Up high over the head there of the batter. 1-2 count. One-two pitch, or I should say 2-1 pitch, is outside and low. 3-1 count now. Outside and low. Ball 4. We'll bring up Lily Kennedy. Kennedy, a strikeout swinging, and a walk. Actually, this is not Kennedy. It is number 8, Haley Jepson, new batter. And we're going to get a visit to the pitching circle by Coach Watkins. Oh, actually, he is doing what I kind of wondered if he would do. He's going to switch him out. And Letty will go to second base. And Watkins will step back into the pitching circle. So Watkins will get a couple of warm-up pitches here. Oh, nope, they're going to bring... Letty's going to go out to right field. And Rosalind Shoemaker will go to second base. So there's a good bit of pitching there by Letty through those innings. Let's see if I can see her pitching stats. 3 earned runs from Letty. 19 batters faced. She struck out 8 of them. Walked 8 of them, so even there, but she did just enough work to only allow 3 runs in 4 innings and gave St. Mary's a chance to come back in this. St. Mary's has scored 6 runs, giving them an 11-8 disadvantage to the Spartans. They trail by 3. Haley Jepson steps up for the first time for the Spartans. She is a junior. First pitch is a called strike. She's a junior batting .375 on the season. She has 3 runs, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, 8 at-bats on the year. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Got her to hack at that one. Strike 2. Kind of a change up there by Watkins. That ball seemed to drop there at the end. 0-2 count on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll retire the sides. 1 run across for the Spartans. No hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. St. Mary's trails by 3 going into the bottom of the 5th. 11-8, and it'll be the bottom third of the order for St. Mary's. Shoemaker, Caldwell, and Price come to the plate when we return.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
Yeah, we are back. McKinley Duquette continues in the pitching circle. She is up to 89 pitches. Pitching pretty well, too, honestly. Has given up 5 hits, though. So we got Shoemaker out on a drop third, strikeout looking in her first 2 plate appearances. On deck is Caldwell, in the hole is Price. First pitch to Shoemaker on the way. Oh. Gonna swing at that one that broke way inside. Checked up on it a little bit and not checked up on it in time, though. 0-1 count to Shoemaker. Next pitch on the way. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. Fouled off. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One pitch on the way. Called strike 3, outside corner. Good looking pitch from McKinley. Brings up Caldwell. Walk and a fielder's choice in her first 2 plate appearances. She's 0 for 1. First pitch, ground ball right back up the middle, and the shortstop, McKinley couldn't quite knock it down. The shortstop leaves the ball on the ground, so I'm going to call an error there on the Spartans on the shortstop. And puts a runner at first for St. Mary's. Brings up Gracie Price. 0 for 2, lifts that one into the gap. Is it dropped? No, it's going to be caught by Callie Stanger. She makes up for the error. That one just needed a little bit more distance on it to drop into the gap. 2 outs, though, for St. Mary's. That's a tough spot for them, but see what they can do. A 2-out rally is not impossible here. I think that was a strike. I think she offered that out there long enough. No, did he say ball? I think he said ball. That's outside, so it should be, I guess, 2 balls, no strikes to Watkins. Ball 3, I believe. Yep, 3-0 count to Watkins. Outside again for ball 4. Runners at first and second for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Scheffelmeyer with 2 outs, 2 walks, and a strikeout swinging for Scheffelmeyer. First pitch, going to swing right over the top, strike 1. 0-1 pitch to Scheffelmeyer. Inside just a little too much. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Up high. 2 balls, 2 balls and a strike. Runners advanced over to second and third. Watkins on second, Caldwell on third. It's a 2-1 count to Scheffelmeyer. 2-1 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3-1 count to Brooklyn. Ooh, swing. That one might have. That's only 2 strikes. That might have been a little bit of a low pitch to swing at, but it's a full count now to Scheffelmeyer. Scheffelmeyer thought that was strike 3, so she was headed down for that 3rd strike. Dropped 3rd strike. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to get her a strikeout. Swinging. And the first inning there for St. Mary's to not score in a couple there. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 2 left on base. St. Mary's couldn't shorten that gap or tighten that gap up anymore in that inning. Score still 11-8 in favor of the Spartans, top of the 6th. And we've got McKinley Burgess-Duquette to the plate for the Spartans. When we return, it'll be Isla Smith on deck and Alamo in the hole.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Yeah, we are back as Watkins in the pitching circles again. 3rd time today. She pitched the whole first game, came in once in the first inning. Now in relief of Smith. Duquette walked her last at bat. First pitch is going to be swung on and fouled off into Lumberjack lane. 0-1 count to Duquette. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. That one lost the handle on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike as that one comes across like a bowling ball. 1-1 count now to McKinley. One pitch on the way. Lost that one too a little bit. 2-1 count. Two 1 count now. Pitch on the way. Inside and a little low. 3-1 count. Pitch. High outside on that one. And Watkins will walk the lead off to first base. Brings up Smith. Walked her last at bat. Courtesy runner in. Autumn Meyer for the Spartans. That's going to be lifted into center field. Braylee Caldwell comes up and makes the catch for the fly out. One out, runner on first for the Spartans. Brings up Macy Alamo. Hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts looking for her. On deck is Levette. First pitch, popped up on the infield. Making the catch is Turner at third base for the fly out. And it'll bring up Abigail Levette for the Spartans with 2 down, runner at first. Pitch on the way. Ground ball foul. First strike 1. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Oop. Lost that one down in the dirt. Runner will head over to second on a stolen base. 1-1 count now to Levette. Pitch is a little too far inside. 2-1 count. 2-1 pitch on the way. Strike 2 on the inside corner. 2-2 count now to Levette. Two pitch. Outside. Runs the count full. The 3-2 pitch on the way from Watkins, and that'll be foul down the first base line. Full count still to Levette. 3-2 count. Watkins looks in, rocks and fires the pitch. And that's going to be down that first base line again. Foul ball once again. Abigail Levette has found that spot for Watkins' pitch. She needs to maybe a little different placement on this next one. 3-2 pitch on the way. Oh, and she's going to have that one down in the dirt. They're going to get the throw over to the third in time for the out. Nice job by Brebner to get the throw on the walk. And I'm going to say caught stealing. Picked off from there to there. Nope, that did not record. There we go. So, no runs. Oops, that's wrong. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base for the Spartans in the top of the 6th inning. And we'll have Taryn Brebner step into the plate when we return with Turner on deck and Matt Key in the hole.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Bottom of the 6th inning. I think I said top of the 6th when we went to break. Taryn Brebner leading off. She has 2 doubles and an error. Reached on an error. First pitch from Duquette is a high and outside for ball 1. St. Mary's trails 11-8. Lumberjacks need 3 runs to tie it up. Outside again, ball 2. 2-0 count to Brebner. High and outside once again. 3 balls, no strikes. Next pitch. Fouled off, and it either almost hit a car or maybe almost hit a porta potty, or who knows what they almost hit over there, but it's a 3-1 count now to Brebner. It was a good pitch to swing at. That was definitely in the strike zone, I think. 3-1 count now to Taryn. That one was also a good pitch. Fouled off, but the only bad part about that foul off is now it's a full count to Brebner. 3-2. Three-two pitch from Duquette on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nice pitch by McKinley. 1 out, nobody on for St. Mary's. Brings up Turner. Turner is 2 for 3. A single, a home run, and a ground out. That one is in the dirt. Ball 1. That one's going to hit Turner. Put her on by hit by pitch. Brings up Lila Matke. Lila reached on a fielder's choice, reached on an error, and had a single. She is 1 for 3. Runner on first with 1 out. Ground ball into left or right field. Runner coming around. Turner's going to head to third, and we'll have runners at the corners for St. Mary's on the single. Brings up Letty Smith with 1 out. Fly out, hit by pitch, and a strikeout swinging for Letty. St. Mary's needs 3 runs to tie this up here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch is high. Ball 1 to Smith. Coach Watkins telling Matke to get over to second base. They're not going to throw it down there. Swing and a miss, strike for that next pitch. They do get the stolen base. Runners at second and third for St. Mary's. That was going to be fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Smith. Need to protect now, does Letty. The umpire just had 1 ball, 1 strike. I think it's 2 strikes. Should be 2-2. But we'll see. 2-2 pitch. Line drive up the middle. And that'll be a base hit at least with a 2 RBI double for Letty Smith. Nice hit up the middle. 2 RBI double. Brings the Lumberjacks to within 1 of tying this ball game up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, runner at second base for St. Mary's. Shoemaker to the plate. Roslin struck out looking twice. Caldwell on deck for the Lumberjacks. Oh. That's going to be a hit by pitch. Oh, wait. Oh, it's okay. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it had rotated. For some reason, I thought it wasn't on home plate still. Never mind. Trying to fix our camera. It didn't need to be fixed. Runners at first and second with 1 out for the Lumberjacks. Tying scorer is sitting at second base. First pitch to Caldwell is a nice one. Catches the plate for strike 1. Caldwell, a walk, a fielder's choice, and an error. That's going to be lifted deep center. It'll be caught for the second out. That was a nice hit. Just a little too much, not enough carry or too much carry because it just didn't get out of the park and didn't drop into a gap. So 2 outs. Brings up Price with runners at first and second. Price had a nice double in that first game. That one is popped up on the infield. It's going to drop fair just inside. And Price will have the RBI double to tie things up. That ball was just put into a spot that the left fielder, or right fielder, and the second baseman couldn't get to. Lumberjacks have the go-ahead run sitting at third base. Outside. Oh, gonna get that ball got a nice bounce back off the backstop, and McKinley Duquette comes up to cover the bag, and they get Gracie Price as she's trying to come in from third for the go-ahead. And actually, I've got one too many runs here on the board for St. Mary's, it looks like. I think. I show St. Mary's as having 12 runs. I don't think that's right. But maybe it is. Let's see. So we'll fix that here. We'll take a look. We'll take a break.
Spring is here in St. Mary's, and the deals are blooming at the Country Fair. Score big with 75% off select winter jackets and 50% off all winter fashion while it lasts. Then step into spring with fresh dresses, new looks for men, women, and kids, plus toys and sporting goods for the whole family.
It's the perfect time to save big and gear up for the season right on Main Street in St. Mary's. Country Fair, big savings, fresh styles, hometown pride. Get it before it's gone. No, I got an extra run on here some reason. Let me see. I can't adjust the score here somewhere. I don't know how I ended up with an extra run, but that is fixed. Tony Marinello to the plate, and she swings at that first pitch for a strike. All tied up here, top of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, 2 count to Marinello. I don't know what happened on that one from Lissa, but it came just a tad bit short of the plate. 1-2 count to Marinello. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 out. Nobody on. Brings up Callie Stanger, the shortstop. 2 walks, a strikeout, and a walk in that order for her. 0 for 1 in second game of the day. On deck is Dixon, in the hole is Stum. Next pitch, or first pitch to her on the way. Little high. Ball 1. Next pitch, ground ball, just a dribbler down the first baseline. And that would have been a tough play for Lissa to get to. She did bobble it a little bit, but I'm going to keep it as a single because I don't know if she would have made that throw anyways. That was just a slow dribbler. It was almost like a perfect bunt down the third base line. So 1 out, runner on first for the Spartans. Brings up Dixon. Dixon, a walk, a strikeout, a walk, and a strikeout. St. Mary's could definitely want to snag a double play here. Would be a way to get out of this inning. 1 out, runner on first. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Swung way out ahead of that one. Rocks and fires. Lost that one down in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dixon. Pitch on the way. That is popped up. That'll drop into a spot that's going to be trouble, and everybody will be safe. Nice single high fly ball by Dixon. So runners at first and second with 1 out for the Spartans. Brings up Stum. Stum has 3 walkouts with a strikeout swinging. Her last at bat was a walk.
Go, girls.
That one's going to be a little outside. Ball 1. Next pitch. Oof, just outside again. 2 balls, no strikes to Stum. Two 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1 count to Stum. It. 2-1 pitch coming from Watkins. High outside. 3-1 count. Stum in control right now of the at-bat. 3-1 pitch on the way. That's popped out into left field. It'll be trouble. Can they? No, they overrun it. And base will be loaded. Again, kind of just a blooper that just lands in that ideal spot for the batter. Just behind first base. Second baseman couldn't quite get to it. I think Shoemaker kind of overran it a little bit. If she would have got to it just a little bit cleaner, she might have been able to flip it over for the first base out, but bases are loaded with Jepsen to the plate, 0 for 1. A strikeout swinging for her, 1 out for the Spartans. They can retake the lead with a base hit. Swing and a miss, strike 1. See if Watkins can get out of the jam without giving up a run here, but they still got to get 2 outs. So Jepsen with the 0-1 count. Watkins looks in. Going to fire the pitch in there. Down in the dirt. 1-1 count now to Jepsen. On deck is the big hitter of Burgess Duquette. Next pitch, nice pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 count now to Jepsen. 2-1 pitch, 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got the big hitting sophomore for the Spartans step into the plate. She's batting that number 6 slot, but she's a power hitter. They had her in the cleanup spot earlier. Double fly out and 2 walks. First pitch. Strike 1 called. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Outside on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty good placement on that pitch. I think she might have been hoping she might chase after it. She didn't. 1-1 count to Duquette. Pitch on the way. She did wave at that one. Strike 2. That one was almost in that same location. Might have been a touch closer to the plate that got her to swing at it. 1-2 count to McKinley. Ground ball down to the third baseman. Steps on the bag, and that'll retire the outs. Or retire the sides. We'll call that, of course, a fielder's choice. Oops. We'll call it in play and a fielder's choice. So no runs. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base for the Spartans in the top of the 7th. And the Lumberjacks are tied up 11 apiece with Priest River. And coming to the plate, it's the top of the order for St. Mary's. A good spot to be in the lineup if you're the Lumberjacks.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks.
Oh, I shouldn't.
Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Bottom of the 7th. St. Mary's needs 1 run across to break the tie and take the win. Come from behind win here in game number 2. McKinley Duquette continues in the pitching circle. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. She's at 124 pitches in this game. That one is a nice pitch down the middle. Watkins gets a piece of it, fouls it back for strike one. 1-1 count, pitch on the way. Ground ball, slow roller down the third base line, and she's going to just get there. Whew, that was a very close play over at first. I think it might have pulled the defender up off the bag again, but I think she just barely got there in time as well. Brings up Scheffelmeyer, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. That pitch misses wild. Watkins over to second on the wild pitch, puts her into scoring position. They'll throw it over to third base to keep Watkins at second. 1 ball, no strikes to Scheffelmeyer. On deck is Brebner. Pitch on the way. Going to square around to bunt that. It's going to go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Scheffelmeyer. Oh, it is angled up a little bit too high, though. Angela, can you angle that down just a little bit? And then tap the pitcher. Tap the screen. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The tablet. I try to keep that angle to where the pitcher is in that. Just the top, the whole thing should tilt, I think. That's going to be a pop-up. Fly ball. Stanger with the catch for the fly out. You didn't move it. You didn't move it. Get the arm to move or something. Next pitch, foul ball. I don't know what's going on. It's touch the pitcher. I think it's focused on the screen, on the fence. 0-1 count to Brebner. In the dirt for ball 1. Watkins gets over to third. Could have been a wild pitch, not a... 1 ball, 1 strike to Brebner. Brebner just needs to put this thing in the deep outfield somewhere. I think that was a ball. Was that a ball? Yep, ball. 2 balls and a strike to Brebner. Ball outside. Watkins is just waiting over there at third base for something to come into home on. 3-1 count, 1 out. Runner at third base for the Lumberjacks. 3-1 pitch. And that one's going to hit Brebner. Oh, nope. I think they said she hit the bat. It's a foul ball. Full count to Brebner. Full count pitch. Misses wide. Ball 4. That'll bring up Turner with 1 out. Turner hit a home run in her second at bat. She's got a single, a home run, a ground out, and a hit by pitch. Ground ball, third base, foul ball, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Turner. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sefrith gets over to second base on a stolen bag. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Fouled back, strike two, 1-2 count to Turner. A 1-2 count to Turner. Going to get a ground ball down to the shortstop. The run will come across. They can't get the throw in time. Advance. Coach was telling runners to run, but that was already the go-ahead run. So the walk-off single by Turner gets the Lumberjacks the win as they come from behind, down 8-0 at the end of after the top of the first inning. St. Mary's rallies. They scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first, 4 in the third inning, 2 in the fourth inning, 4 in the sixth inning, 3 in the sixth inning, and 1 in the seventh inning to go ahead. 12-11 on 10 runs, 2 errors, and 8 left on base. The Spartans had 8 runs in the first inning, 1 run in the second, 1 run in the fourth, 1 run in the fifth. St. Mary's held them scoreless in the sixth and the seventh. 11 runs, 4 hits, 5 errors, 10 left on base for the Spartans. So St. Mary's gets 2 league wins here today. Tomorrow, St. Mary's will be playing against the Timberlake Tigers here at Potlatch-Deltic Fields. St. Mary's batted .323 in this game. Alyssa Watkins will get the win on this one as well as she comes into pitch and strikes out a few. Let's see, what did she do here exactly? She had 4 strikeouts in that game, 2 walks. So good job by her. Letty Smith played well in the pitching circle as well. I'm going to have to go through my stats and really figure out who I want to pick as my player of the game for today. Let's take a look at some batting numbers real quick. So Turner had 3 hits and the walk-off single. One of those was a home run. So we'll just make it easy. We'll go to Adeline Turner for the Taco Ballot player of the game with the big 3-run homer in the early part of the game, and then the walk-off single to get the win at the end. I guess that's about going to wrap it up for us here from Potlatch-Deltic Fields. We'll be back here tomorrow for some more baseball action, or softball action, but that is going to be it for now. St. Mary's comes from behind in Game 2 to take the win from the Spartans. We'll be back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock once again for some more baseball, or I keep saying baseball, softball action. So join us back here tomorrow as they host the Timberlake Tigers.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFT 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!